Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. Today, I will be reading from the r/entitledpeople subreddit, so let's jump into it. Entitled vegan roommate steals food and acts like she is the victim. So I, 21-year-old male, am in my second year of uni, and I currently am rooming with 3 other people. Dan, 20, Max, 19, and Olivia, 20-year-old female. We all share a living area, kitchen, and of course a fridge. We each have a shelf space for our stuff. Now, in our group, I'm the only one that doesn't have any dietary requirements. Dan is gluten intolerant, Olivia is vegan by choice, and Max is mostly vegetarian because of a mixture of allergies and medical conditions. When we all first moved in, Max noticed that some of his food kept getting moved to a different shelf, Olivia's shelf. Max has bad social anxiety and doesn't do well with conflict, so he asked me to ask Olivia about it. When I did, she said she thought we had gotten the food for her because she's vegan. I explained that Max is vegetarian. I just said he's vegetarian because I didn't think it was my place to tell people about his medical conditions. She apologized and moved his food back and seemed happy to have someone else that understood veganism. For the first few weeks, everything was fine. She did get a bit pushy every now and then with Max, trying to get him to go full vegan, saying that meat is the hard part and how easy it would be to stop eating milk and eggs, etc. We all decided to order takeout. We ordered Chinese. There is a beef-based dish that not only can Max eat, but it's also his favorite. We sat down and started eating, and when Olivia saw Max eating the dish, she went to get some. Max quickly stopped her and told her it had beef in it. She asked why he was eating it then. Max sheepishly replied that he can eat this dish. She started yelling that he can't make exceptions to vegetarianism when he feels like it. So Max explains that he's only vegetarian because of medical reasons. Olivia told him that he shouldn't call himself a vegetarian then, and went to her room. Today, Olivia refused to talk to anyone and would leave the room if Max came in. Max was clearly upset, so I knocked on Olivia's door and asked to talk. She let me in, and I told her that the way she's been treating Max is not okay. She said she felt lied to. She thought she had someone who cared about the same things that she did. I told her that it's okay to feel that way, but that's not Max's fault, and what she's doing is wrong. She yelled at me saying it was in fact Max's fault for misappropriating the label vegetarian and started comparing it to being a hate crime. I shut that shit down right away. She's literally the only one in the group that doesn't belong to a minority, so this did piss me off, and left to join Dan and Max, who had gone to the arcade. When we got back, the place was a mess. Max's stuff had been thrown into the living area, some of his gaming equipment and medical stuff had been damaged, any meat product in the house had been thrown in the trash, and empty milk cartons were in the sink, which were full. Her shelf in the fridge was empty, and anything that was vegan friendly was taken, so most of Max's food. Max was crying at this point, so we called our RA, and she said she would talk to Olivia, and would probably have her moved because this wasn't appropriate. We are hoping Olivia gets moved, but she hasn't been back yet today. However, we moved Max's stuff into Dan's room just in case. Annoyingly, we just did our food shop a few days ago, so we don't really have enough money to replace anything. Oh, wow. Sounds like Olivia has a very huge false sense of importance. She's using her veganism as excused narcissism. She clearly thinks she's better, does this terribly inappropriate stuff, and uses her diet as a way to excuse her behavior. Not cool, Olivia. I really hope for OP and his other roommate's sake that Olivia does get moved. And honestly, I don't see Olivia getting along with anyone that's not vegan, so hopefully she gets some vegan roommates, but that's not likely, so I hope instead she gets some roommates that are hard as F. You know, like those girls that take no shit, and when you pass them in the streets you avoid eye contact so that they don't beat you up. Ah, yes. That is the kind of roommate Olivia needs. Well, I had other plans for this video, but I just got a message that OP posted an update. So let's read it, shall we? Entitled Vegan Roommate Update. Firstly, thank you for all the advice you gave. Unfortunately, we had cleared up the mess without taking pictures, but we took pictures of the damage and the RA is kind of a witness since she saw the mess and damage before we touched it. Olivia tried to come back, and with the help of the RA, we prevented her. We told her unless she is going to replace everything, we are going to file a police report. She broke down, saying she didn't want us to call the police, but couldn't buy animal products because that was against her beliefs as a vegan. After crying and yelling, she agreed to transfer over money to cover food and the damaged items. It came up to a few thousand. Luckily, healthcare, while not great, isn't overly expensive here. She reluctantly handed over the key to her room, and the RA recorded us while we packed her stuff. We found a mini fridge that had all the missing food. She then was let in to get her stuff and took extra long, sulking and trying to make us feel bad. When that didn't work, she started getting aggressive and yelling. Slurs were thrown at both Dan and Max, and RA got campus security to remove her. Like some of you predicted, she did try and pull the big scary men bullying her for being vegan card. But that doesn't really hold up when these big scary men are either dance majors, Dan, 5'5" and built like a stick, me, or a 5'3" trans guy with crazy levels of anxiety whose stomach will implode if he eats meat. Again, thanks to all the comments and advice and even the offers to give money. Someone did mention a student food bank, and they have said, since the medical stuff takes priorities, if we don't have enough, we can have some access to the student food bank. While not being suspended, Olivia is now banned from any of the on-campus housing or student halls. Thanks again for all the kind words. Fingers crossed with our new roomie. Yes, fingers crossed for the new roomie as well. I'm really glad it all worked out for OP and his friends. And again, I really hope Olivia gets her just desserts one way or another in the future. But anyways, that is all for me today. I hope you enjoyed that Entitled People story with the update. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!